Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me. Shit. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Let's talk to myself. It's a new season, so what can I say? I continue to be everyone's problem, but I have a boyfriend and a long-term job, so this is probably the most functionally adult I've ever been. I need to know what else is going on right now. Daniel is my boyfriend. We spent the whole summer together inseparably. Lately, with school back in session, it's been a little harder to find time alone with him. Weekends are the only time I can count on seeing him. By then, I'm kind of reluctant to bring up unpleasant things, so a lot goes unsaid. I just want to enjoy our time together. I love him. I don't say it much because he doesn't say it to me. It's just sort of hanging in the air for now. But he deserves to come around to it on his own. Adam never gave me that chance. I can be patient with Daniel. It's interesting that he doesn't say it a lot. And a lot is left unsaid because we don't see each other a lot. I like how relationships in this game are obviously not perfect, you know? I see Rosetta a lot these days now that I'm at Daniel's all the time. She and Gray are our main hangs. It's funny how all my anxiety about being a burden in that apartment has melted away. I just belong there now, as Rosetta always did. Towards the end of the summer... Oh! Hell no. Towards the end of the summer, Adam reached out through email asking if I'd thought any more about us. Basically asking if I regretted breaking up. When I didn't reply for 24 hours, he sent another email admonishing me. I just deleted everything. He can rot in hell. But I spent the next few weeks wondering if he'd do anything else. Even now, I'm not entirely sure he's gone for good. He knows where I work, where I live, where my grandma lives. Jesus, I never thought I'd have to think of him this way. At least I have Daniel. He doesn't seem to be threatened by Adam at all. Why would he be? He's miles better than that. I got a prediction. I bet you any fucking money. I bet you any fucking money that Adam shows up in person and we see his ass live. That would be a crazy pull. Since school started, I had to cut my hours back at the library. I'm only working twice a week now. I suppose it's no huge loss. Jonna gave me a small raise, but she's always expecting more from me. It's harder than ever to write while I'm at work. My whole social life is wrapped up in Daniel and his housemates these days, so I don't see Theo much outside of school. We have a literary crit class together, and sometimes I get lunch with him. It's usually fine, but I don't know. When we talk for long enough, he'll start looking for ways to correct me or taking issue with what I'm saying. Was he always like this and I just didn't notice? Or is he still mad that I turned him down? It's annoying. I just want us to be cool. Walsh. Oh god, I need to stop thinking about it. The embarrassing moment that I shared with her. It seems like I haven't seen her since then. Andrew. Andrew invited me and Daniel to a party up in the mountains. We're going tomorrow with Rosetta and Gray. I hope Andrew won't mind since they're our ride. Lily. I've been thinking about Lily a lot lately, even though I haven't seen her. I wonder what she'd think about me and Daniel as a couple. What about John? I'm still thinking about John's book. It's going to be on my mind for a long time. I'm glad I took the effort to tell him what I thought. He's so encouraging, I can hardly believe it. Mom. Mom is sweet lately. We're getting along well, and she seems less distressed about my life in general. That said, I'm not sure we're being totally open with each other. A lot is going unsaid on both ends. Maybe that's for the best. We're finding ways to have our own lives despite living so closely. What about Grandma? I'm due to visit Grandma, but I'd feel weird going there with Daniel. It's not that I'm afraid Grandma will object to it. Okay, maybe it's a little that. But Daniel and I have only been going out for a couple months. I'm still kicking myself for letting Adam meet her. If things are more serious by the holidays, I'll visit her with Daniel. She'll see how great she is. He is. She'll see that he loves me. if he said it by then. So he hasn't said it at all, I guess. The city is wonderful this time of year. The fall is my favorite season. I also like Mara's like outfit changes in each season. It's like a good fall vibe. The smell of crisp garbage in the autumn is already a nostalgic sense memory for me. Me and Daniel's hate watch of Kangaroo Jack still has me reeling. I didn't expect a 90-minute waste of my life to also shorten it by that much. Anarchism. I feel like such an idiot on this topic now. I've shied away from looking further into it for a while. Music. I've become a little more self-conscious about my listening habits around Daniel. It's kind of stressful. But it feels so good to play something he's actually into. Every mutually enjoyed track becomes ours. It's worth a little shame, I think. Sex? Sex with Daniel is sweet. It's nice. I like being with someone who matches my sense of humor. I can be vulnerable knowing there's always a way to eject from embarrassment. But sometimes it's the humor that embarrasses me, and all I want is to talk, and it isn't Daniel's fault. I'm not very good at expressing these things, so there's some things unsaid. My relationship with Daniel is not perfect. I haven't had a lousy experience with drugs in a while. I think I've got a handle on it. There was that day Daniel and I ate pot brownies and I spent the next 24 hours too high to get out of bed, but Daniel brought me mozzarella sticks and we listened to Nerd all day. So, was there really a downside? Death. It's been a while since I probed this old fascination. The summer had me thinking about other things, but surely death is on its way back, if you can say it ever left. Let's talk to Mom. Do you miss me now that I'm in the city so much? What do you mean? You're always in the city. I mean, now that I stay at Daniel's all the time? You were already staying at Daniel's all the time. But not as much. No, it's about the same. Surely Mom is misremembering. Your whirlwind romance with Daniel has thrown your former lives into disarray. Let's talk to Mom about movies. Can we get one of those digital cable plans with the on-demand stuff? We don't have that? No. It's where you... Oh, God. I had Lou Malnati's last night. Fuck me. No. It's where you can watch movies and TV shows from the beginning whenever you want. Like a tape or a DVD? Yeah, but you don't need one with this. Just plays over the internet. I thought we got the digital internet. We got a cable modem. I'm talking about digital cable. Mom is looking exhausted. Seems you're all out of upgrades for now. I don't even know what the fuck any of that shit means. Yep. Oh.
We're using no hit coins for this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play the Layton song. I accidentally hit my stream deck when I was trying to fix my mouse pad. The news is just one disaster after another. Mom, have you considered that watching 24-hour news networks might not be the best way to get the news? Why not? They're taking advantage of how anxious you are. They manufacture more stories just to keep you glued to the tube. I say this shit to my mom all the time, and she thinks that news is just fucking facts, bro. She thinks it's facts. So many old people think this. I'm glad it's being, like, put on the screen. Well, where would you suggest I go for the news? Don't say The Onion. Don't say The Onion. The British one? It's the BBC, baby, yeah. It's the BBC, baby, yeah. All right, dear. What does fronting mean? What? I keep hearing it in a song at the grocery store. Stop fronting this, stop fronting that. Oh my god. Well, what does it mean? You grin like an idiot. You are too amused and embarrassed to answer. Come on, tell me, is it something bad? No, but you can't bear to explain it to an old fogey like me? Are appearances really so important to you? More important than being truthful or direct? You shrug. Well, guess I'll never know. Stop fronting this, stop fronting that. Are you interested in discussing sex with Mom? No. Still no. Drugs? Did it smell strange to you in here last night? Uh-oh. You thought you and Daniel could get away with smoking while Mom was out. You filtered it through a dryer sheet and everything. Of course, you also smoked it through the top of an apple. You must have been careless on account of the novelty. Nope, I didn't notice anything. Do you smell it now? No. You wonder if you should come clean, but in another moment, Mom shrugs and shifts her attention. Yikes, you haven't had a good old-fashioned showdown in a while. You may need to hang up your spurs. She doesn't want to talk about death. Let's talk about these people to her. Let's talk about myself. Your hair is getting so long. It looks good. I hardly noticed. I just haven't gotten around to cutting it. No need to mess with a good thing, as they say. Oh boy, here comes they again. Psst. Ha ha. What's up? You clearly want to say something about Daniel. What do you mean? Just say it, Mom. You know I like Daniel. Even when you were in high school, I liked him. Uh-huh. Mom pauses, dropping the momentum of this thread. She appears to want to start over. Your father would have liked him too. He's a lovely young man. Okay. You did not expect this. In your 20 months with Adam, Mom never volunteered such an opinion. Man. She has never used that word to describe any of your paramours. Does she really mean it? I'm not saying you should never be involved with him. But, here we go. You just got out of a relationship. A very long one. Ugh, Mom. And immediately you're in another one with the first guy who looks your way. Come on, that isn't fair. Am I supposed to turn down opportunities for love just because they keep coming in rapid, blinding succession? And Daniel isn't the first guy who looked my way. I'll have you know I turned down someone else. Who? Theo? He's Jewish, right? Mom's mournful resignation suggests an endless wave of disappointment from a yearning that can never be fulfilled. Yeah, he's Jewish. That's where his list of qualities ends. No good, huh? We went out one time and it was a disaster. Oy vey, what happened? He's not my boyfriend, Mom. I'd rather not go over the details. Fine. Daniel and I are more spiritually similar anyway. Yes, I know you're both atheistic. It's more than that, Mom. We know each other. We make each other laugh. That's important, sure. Have you been involved physically? Oh, God. What do you think, Mom? I'm not a virgin anymore. So what? Ooh. You've known me for all 19 years of my life. 18. I'm 18 for like another month. 6 weeks. Mom! Can we agree that even if I lived a completely dutiful, virtuous life, that eventually, inevitably, I would be having sex with someone? And the fact that I'm with someone who encourages my work, who respects me, who I love, is basically a parent's dream come true? You're right. I do want that for you. You relish the victory of Mom's concession, but soon you realize just how much you've offered. By the parameters you've laid out, Adam was your parents' nightmare. I've given this a lot of thought, Mom. I'm being cautious. I know. He's good for me. He is. And you really do love him? Why would I say that if it wasn't true? Yes, I really do. Got him. Ah, you're a mensch. And so strong. Nah. Those bags are like what, 5 pounds each? You can leave them right there. What are you two up to today? We're going to Beltaud this afternoon, visiting the old high school. Oh? I was asked to speak to a class, tell them what college is like. How nice. Are you speaking too, Daniel? Nope. Just cheering her on? I won't heckle at least. And we're going to Perfect Tides after. Really? Yeah, I've never seen it before. Were you always in Beltaud? All my life. So I'm looking forward to seeing a nice place for once. Well, the island is lovely this time of year. It's been a while since I've gone back. The last time might have been... Oh my goodness. Have I been back at all? Maybe not since the move. I can't believe it. I haven't. You can meet up with us if you want. Oh, well... No, I'd be in the way. Nah, not at all. I can't just yet. Too many memories. You two have fun. Have fun today, you two. Oh, I guess I can't talk to her about anything else anymore. Daniel Davis is your boyfriend. Sorry, Daniel Davis sounds like the name that you guys called my friend Daniel. I don't know if I've already said this on this playthrough. Like, you guys used to call him David and like Dominic. Like, Daniel Davis sounds like a fake name. The idea of dating Daniel began as an itch in the back of your mind, but when push came to shove and he was suddenly intimately yours, it was hard to remember feeling another way. The transition from years-long friendship has not always been smooth or direct, but that is the paltry cost of newfound love. You've barely put a dent in the bag of fresh bagels. You'll still be eating them in a tragically diminished state for days. Alright. I guess we got the morning free, huh? What should we do? I've got some more writing to do, if that's okay. Sure, I can work on my laptop while you do that. You love working alongside Daniel. Until recently, it was rare to share your workspace with another writer. Good company aside, it's helpful to have another pair of eyes for your work. Daniel is a particularly thoughtful editor who really gets your intent. Great, let's get to it. He looks like so cute working on his laptop. Look at his fucking eyes. All right. I still got to rewrite my story. I mean, I've talked about the city. Drugs, I have zero fucking shit in. I mean, should I write about anarchism? I have 2 points in anarchism. Should I write about anarchism in movies? Seems like that's the most points that I would get. Everything else has like negatives. Let's write about anarchism in movies. I don't know if I should be story specific on this. I don't know. You thought you'd make progress with this story today, but now you're feeling self-conscious. It must be because Daniel's in the room with you. You're not ready for him to see it, not even in passing. It starts to feel ridiculous that you're still nursing this thing. It's doomed, isn't it? Don't delete it. Daniel wouldn't want you to. There's still something here. You haven't written anything quite like it. You rearrange words for a while, throwing your body in front of the screen anytime Daniel shifts his chair or glances in your direction. When the stress becomes too great, you save the file and move on. You know, it's interesting how Mara's whole identity is becoming Daniel now, even when it comes to her art. And she's like completely getting lost in him. I feel like this is just destined for disaster. I hope not. But I'm feeling like that's what's going to happen. Andrew has invited you and Daniel to a backyard cookout north of the city. In this email, he provides directions. You hope there will be something to eat other than hamburgers, but other than that, you're excited and deeply humbled to be invited. The cookout is tomorrow. Gallery opening? Oh, from Rosetta. It's from Rosetta. She's reminding everyone about her upcoming gallery show. The venue looks like the sort of place Edith Wharton might have gone to see Richard Hell and the Voidoids. Dress code is formal, a fact about which Rosetta is somewhat apologetic. The opening is in 2 days. Cool. Any DMs? You told Daniel you had work to do. You probably shouldn't get in any conversations right now. Can I read? I need to read. I need to read The Stranger by Camus. Let's see. The Stranger, a short and tidy book, begins with the funeral of an old woman in the French Algerian countryside, which is over so quickly that even Meursault, Narrator and son of the deceased stumbles to recount it. You wonder if you should continue. The memory of your own father's funeral is also strangely eclipsed by small, in-the-moment preoccupations that long made you wonder if you knew how to feel. You decide to read on. To your temporary relief, the book veers into Meursault's romantic entanglements, changes at work, and inadvisable crime-addled friendships. These factors culminate in the murder of a nameless Arab man and Meursault's arrest. It is here that he finds himself on trial, not for the life he has taken, but for an apparent lack of remorse. Astonishingly, it is the fact that he does not cry at his mother's funeral that clinches the case against him. He is sentenced to death, and his ailing mother was, as we all are, and sees that there is nothing left but to embrace his remaining moments in an uncaring world. The story leaves you dumbstruck. Never before have you looked at death, such familiar death, through the lens of total absurdity. Let's go, baby! I got a point in death. I should have read The Stranger before I wrote. That's sick. I mean, that's definitely how I felt after reading it. Having not really experienced death, I mean, that's just a fucking awesome book. Alright, so if I look at my log, I did both things today, so I don't have to worry about it. Man, these days over here, fuck me, man. I wish I would have gotten something done on these days. Can I look on the internet right now? You won't have time to browse anymore. You better get going with Daniel. Fucking bitch. You haven't made much effort to represent yourself online lately. Your time posting on terrible talk has spurred into a creeping fear that the more visible you are, the more there is to ridicule. At some point, though, you'd like to start your own blog. Something with a vision, but not too serious. Something that doesn't suck, you know? Maybe you could ask Andrew to link to it. It would have to be good, of course. What would you even post there? It's all very hazy at the moment. The more you think about it, the more doubt sets in. Today is not the day. Although you're somewhat more privy to Daniel's online habits these days, you feel little desire to seek them out. After all, when it comes to the Daniel show, you've got a front row seat. Looking at my ex, baby. Adam has been posting publicly to his journal more often. The entries range from vague life updates to enthralled reposts of extremely dated online humor. Although he doesn't seem to be in a relationship, Adam has been dating. In one post, he declares that he's still in the habit of dating girls who are much too young for him. Cool. In the next post, he talks about how his laptop is fucksword, and then riffs with his friends in the comments in nauseating leet speak. Well, you looked. Did you get what you wanted? Nah. I look up Rosetta. Rosetta has updated her website with a new section for her latest works, which flirt with the sculptural as they jump from heavy textured canvas. Even in digital form, you are surprised by the power of these works. You could not guess that these images lurk within Rosetta by speaking to her. But you can't spend long on Rosetta's website without despairing for your own future. A little goes a long way. Same thing. What about Theo? Although Theo still voraciously involves himself in local events, his invitations to you have ebbed. You are trying to keep a level head about this. He assures you he's not upset about your refusal to date him, nor about your subsequent, immediate coupling with Daniel. Besides, it's not like you wanted to go to any of these things. It's a good thing that he's eased off, and you should be relieved. Same thing there. What about Andrew? Anything new about Andrew? Andrew's News for You's blog is active as ever, boasting his latest articles in print, photos of debauchery at exclusive media events, and coverage of his local reading series. Most recently, he's posted a lengthy shout-out to his friend, John Klein, whose book Problem Circus has just been released. After a fond preamble, Andrew shares his pull quote adorning the cover. Never before has a man done so little to deserve so much talent. Your mother doesn't use the internet. Let's look up Lily. Same thing, probably. John Klein's book, Problem Circus, has been released, and the promotional tour is underway. Most of the events listed on his website have been on the West Coast so far. He plans to be in Europe this month, followed by a tour through the Midwest. Each day, John is dozens, if not hundreds of miles from his last destination, signing books in another major American city. You exhale, lost in daydreams, to have such an adoring readership and a chance to meet them while traveling the world. Will you ever know such a life? Grandma B. No internet presence still, eh? Since you and Daniel started dating, you've spent little time seeking out things to do around town. These prospects are now fully automated by your ever-present social group. It seems to you now that all of a city's potential is born from these ties. You have no interest in wandering the city alone. All good things will be shown to you, shared with you as a gesture of kinship. Oops, didn't mean to do it again. Movies? Lately, you've amassed a bookmark collection of film news sites and blogs. You check on box office numbers, production rumors, and director interviews almost daily. It's just so much fun to discuss these things with Daniel, to the point where you're able to ignore the shame of your own ignorance. You would like to learn as much as possible and meet Daniel on his level, but in your intimacy, it sometimes feels as if his encyclopedic knowledge is already your own. Once again, man, a lot of these things I'm looking up, I'm thinking about Daniel. Daniel. Increasingly, Terrible Talks Politic and Tonight is your main source for anarchist-related discussion. Of course, by necessity, these discussions include an endless stream of contrarianism from anarcho-skeptics who would rather live in a giant Walmart than a free society. You spend at least as much time shutting them down as you do imagining a better world with like-minded individuals, but truthfully, the latter is not as thrilling as it used to be. What about music? Anything new? You have started seeking out music on Terrible Talk's Fuck Your Music subforum. Although it lacks the professionalism of your once favored Blowtorch blog, the regulars on TT are incredibly good at aggregating fresh releases. The crowd also helps to filter out mediocre albums that otherwise might have interested you. As a result, you waste much less time looking for good music. Can I look up sex on my home computer? Since the summer, your search history is increasingly filled with questions about sex. You flinch at this reminder. You nurse an impulsive curiosity for what is normal and acceptable in heterosexual relationships. Driven by this, you found much to reflect on from your time with Adam. Though less common, there are also things you beg the internet to know about your current relationship. Here, answers are harder to find. At any rate, you're not alone enough to look at any of this now. You clear your browser history and move on. Drugs? You don't really seek out drug-related information online anymore. Since you began dating Daniel, weed has become accessible and almost boring to ponder. Still, a well-placed image, macro, such as a drawing of an alien smoking weed with the caption, "I know why they're here," can still get a lol out of you. Can I look up death on the internet? You ran across an unsettling story the other day and you decide to read about it further now. From what you've already gathered, a 21-year-old man died by drug overdose while chatting on IRC. But the details, which you uncover by reading directly from a chat log, are even more fucked up. The man was, in fact, filming himself on webcam during the whole ordeal. As chatters watched him ingest what they knew would be lethal doses of Klonopin, Methadone, Vicodin, and Restoril, they goaded him on further. Before he lost consciousness, he sent to the chat his already infamous words, "I told you I was hardcore." The chat flipped out but failed to take action. He was found by his mother the next day. You don't know what to make of this. You yourself have delighted in the spectacle of online meltdowns. You've pulled up a front row seat. You're suddenly clawing to find the innocence in those moments, but no relief comes. It's as if you're in the chat room right now, hooting and watching him fade. Let's move on. Yeah, it's fucked, man. But the internet's a fucked place. All set? Yeah. Oh. I was all set. Yeah, I think so. Great. Should we catch the train then? Yep. I'm excited to see what Perfect Tides looks like. I'm ready to get on the train when you are. I guess I gotta walk, eh? We really are station to station. Well, we're here in plenty of time. Yeah, this is great, though I'm still a little nervous. About what? You'll be fine. I probably should have written something out in advance just to practice. It's not that kind of thing, Mara. You can't write everything you want to say in advance. Can I? We've got a few minutes. Are you hungry yet? After that bagel, I'll never be hungry again. Let's grab a drink. I want to say hi to Sabrina and Joe. Who? You know, at the stationery store? Damn, you know their names. I probably spent more time in there than actually at school, so yeah. Alright, let's go. Now that you've spent time in the world beyond Perfect Tides and the mainland, you're not entirely sure that Petland Discounts offers the best care a pet can get. Kong Ming is unchanged since you last saw it and continues to be closed during school hours. Now that you've spent time in the city, you've realized that eating Chinese food on Christmas is not particularly novel, let alone unique to Asian and Jewish families. Everyone's getting in on the game these days. It looks like a new store has opened. To your disappointment, it's just a generic nail salon. Back when you were dating Adam, you might have dropped in for a lip and eyebrow waxing. You were always trying to look your best right before a long-awaited visit. But it's been a while since you troubled yourself with that. Daniel does not seem to care about the encroaching fibers of your face, and their growth is nothing shocking on a daily basis. This ramp leads to the island-bound ferry. It is the main entry point for Perfect Tides. You spend hundreds of hours waiting under this awning, bitter scenes of school days playing in your mind. The old strip mall by the ferry station hasn't changed much. Most of the old stores remain intact to the west of your old high school, which from here look completely unchanged. Errands and supply runs along this strip were a near daily occurrence when you lived on Perfect Tides. Since graduation, you've had no reason to come back here. Looks like the old hedge is doing fine. Unless this is a completely different hedge than the one you remember. It's hard to imagine any plant withstanding a parking lot litter and car exhaust blasts for so long. Ah! No! Let's go to this stationery store. I didn't mean to leave. That who I think it is. Haha. What's up, Aaron? Oh. Not much about these shelves has changed. In fact, you're pretty sure some of these items were already old when you were in high school. Now that you're old enough to browse issues of Hustler, Jugs, Playboy, and Swank, the scandal of doing so has all but vanished. You do not trust any of these ice-encrusted delicacies to be less than 5 years old, not even Dippin' Dots, purportedly the ice cream of the future. The contents of the garbage can... B-moment. The context of the garbage can may be the only entirely new thing you're seeing in here. Store conjures unpleasant memories of its back alley where Justin McLaren tried to hook up with you the summer before 11th grade. You've never mentioned this story to Daniel. After trying to recount it to Lily in the spring, it embarrasses you even more. Oh no, this menu is all wrong. They changed it. This is the stationery store? Seems like a... You're dismayed to find that most candies by the front counter have gone up in price. Warheads now cost 25 cents, an astonishing 500% markup. Well, think about today. Aaron James was in your graduating year in high school. You interacted with him very little during that time. Seems like a nice guy. As a senior, flush with minimum wage cash, you'd often buy a bottle of Beppis from the machine at lunchtime. Is it supposed to be Pepsi? Sounds like penis. Beppis. Those were your baller years. You remember Aaron from school. You once sat behind him in a nauseatingly boring geography class. He would pass the latest worksheet back, his eyes wearily glancing past you before returning to his slumber. You once made him laugh really loud with your impression of Spyro the Dragon at a party where you were otherwise unwelcome. Daniel and Aaron were part of a small handful of black students in your graduating class. Now, I didn't realize, I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't think Daniel was black. I thought maybe he was like Indian or something, but here we go. Now we know. Daniel and Aaron were part of a small handful of black students in your graduating class. Of this group, they were the only boys. Aaron played football and lacrosse, ran with a lofty crowd, but that kind of status never meant much to Daniel. He knew everyone. He could decode any signal, tap into any interest. As the clerk of the school store desk, the variety of kids with which he would comfortably engage was staggering. You never heard a bad bit of gossip about Daniel either. People liked him. You know Morrow, right? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Shit, man, fuck. Nice to meet you. Hey, you don't remember her? Am I supposed to? She was in our year, come on. Yeah, maybe. Sorry about that. No big deal. It was a big school and I tried not to be noticed. So you back from the city? Checking out the old scene? Just here for Mara's thing. I'm doing a talk at the school. So now you're trying to be noticed. Well, I was invited. So, how do you like working for Joe and Sabrina? Huh? The owners? Yeah, it's not them anymore. New management. Really? What happened? No, that all happened before I came in. You realize with miserable guilt that you had an outstanding tab with Joe and Sabrina. There are at least 3 sandwich/drink combo. There are at least 3 sandwich drink combos you had in senior year without paying. Did you want to buy something? Oh, never mind. I have to get over to the school. Cool. Superstar. Will I see you there, Daniel? I'm just gonna be here a few minutes. That okay? Sure. That's fine. Might be embarrassing to Daniel if you pulled him away so quickly. You don't want to be that kind of girlfriend. Yeah, that's cool. I'll see you soon. Cool, see you soon. Peace. I'll catch up with you soon. Watch him not show up. Watch him not fucking show up, man. Daniel, I don't trust you, man. Fuck. And this CD player is hype. Surprise, surprise. You're still not interested in any of this extracurricular bullshit. Actually, a couple of these clubs sound like fun. Maybe you shouldn't have rejected it all out of hand back then. You might have even made a friend. Extracurriculars rock, man. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Or more likely, you would have felt out of place and bailed after the first meeting. You attended school at Beltaw High for 6 years. 6 years? That doesn't sound like a normal amount of time to be in high school. You spent each day in a slow motion countdown to graduation. It seems impossible that you're not only on the outside looking back in, but that a year of college has already zipped by. 6 years? Why? Ah, new garbage can. Nice. You're happy to see this tree is doing well. It's one of the few things you actually miss. The school grounds have not changed much. On a day like today, you would have walked through here to avoid particularly dicey hallway wings and inhaled some sweet secondhand cigarette smoke in the process. Let's do it. Man, this gossip over here. What are these guys talking about? What are they doing? Are they playing like hand smacking games? Look at ow. The fuck are they doing? You used to remember the histories of these lockers in excruciating detail. Now they all blend together, cycled out to students whose lives have never intersected with your own. This door leads to the classroom. Starting in 10th grade, Daniel tended the school store booth. It's where you began talking to him. According to Daniel, his parents insisted he work here to bolster his college application. Although he claims the job was easy, it left no free time in his day. He often looked sleep-deprived and irritable. In hindsight, with Daniel so focused on a creative education, it's hard to say how much of an impact this position had. Much like high school at large, he probably considers it a waste of his time. But if it led the two of you to meeting and eventually dating, that's pretty cool, right? Every sound, smell, and stomach-churning embarrassment of your high school career is cheerlessly emblazoned in these halls. But this place is smaller than you remember. You'd hoped it might be. If you could do it all over again, would it be any different? Alumni talk. Man, look at this fucking anxious kid here. You see him like put up his finger. He's trying to like get involved in the conversation. He's like, oh, no one wants to listen to me. There's also a penis right next to his head. Like someone's peeing on him, man. This guy's a nerd reading all these people talking. This is very high school vibes for sure. Not that you could ever reach these cabinets to verify, but they likely contain a lot of abandoned work by you and every student ever. The students in Mrs. Duffy's classroom are a familiar blend of restless, terrified, and annoyed. It's a good way to describe high school students. Wow, your speaking event is written on the board. You suddenly feel very important. You could swear this kid has been sleeping here since you were in high school. Oh, he's trying so hard not to fall asleep. The surfaces of these desks have been sanded and polished for the new school year. It's nearly impossible to read the many scrawled initials and "fuck this class is" at the tabletops have accumulated. The studio classroom hosted some of your favorite low-stakes electives in Beltaw. In junior year, you also took an after-school SAT prep course in here with Daniel. You spent most of that time trying to inaudibly make each other laugh. You actually remember a lot of what you were laughing about and very little of the SATs. You'll always cherish the days you spent in this lab developing film, enlarging negatives into prints, and crying in relative privacy.
Mara, you made it.
Hi, Mrs. Duffy.
It's good to see you, dear. You're so much taller now.
You think so? Sorry, her voice sounds way too much like Grandma B. I gotta change it. You think so? I haven't charted any growth since last year.
Well, mark my words. You're a giant from where the students are standing.
If you say so. Hey, Mara. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Vinny. Hey. You have to remind yourself that Ashley Steinem is just a former classmate to you now. Her status as a popular girl and your occasional tormentor does not pass the bounds of your graduating year. You didn't exchange many words with Vinny Corelli at school, but ever present was the sense that you had no right to speak to him.
Well, since everyone's here, let's get started. All right. Hello to all my students, and I'm happy to see a lot of unfamiliar faces too. These talks can be extremely helpful in preparing for college. Our guests can offer valuable insight on the transition from high school. Now, there isn't much time, so I'll pass things right over to our student council president. Stacy?
Stacy? Oh, Stacy! The fucking bitch who's with my sexual assaulter! Wow, she's everywhere. At least for a change, this is a place you'd expect to find her. Dressed down in varsity clothes and grasping at her notes, you're surprised at how innocuous her presence can be. She's actually kind of sweet.
Thank you, Miss Duffy. And everyone, thank you for coming. Now, I'm as excited as any of you to start today's Q&A. Before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that votes for the prom theme are due by the end of the week. This is basically the last big event we'll get to do before graduation, so it's important. Let's make it count, okay? Without further ado, let's meet our alumni guests. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves? Sure. I'm Ashley Steinem, 2002 alumni. I'm majoring in psychology with a minor in sociology at St. James. Currently, I have a paid internship at Mount Gerizim Health Systems, at least until the end of the year. Oh, and I'm a pledge at Alpha Chi Omega. Awesome, thank you. Mara? Hey, I'm Mara Whitefish. I graduated with these guys, but, well, I guess what I'm doing is a little different. I'm pursuing a creative career as a writer. So,
What school you go to?
Oh, right, I go to SUCS.
My dad went there.
Cool, what's he do for a living?
Nothing creative, he's a respiratory therapist.
Ah, you mean he does terminal extubations?
Yeah, sometimes.
That's when you pull out the breathing tube of someone's throat and let them die, right? I can never do that, but I guess someone has to, so, more power to your dad. His fucking face, man. Look at his fucking face in the background. He's like...
Yeah, my dad kills people.
Hey, I'm Vinny Corelli, 2002 alum. I'm at Stone Creek with a major in hospitality management. Oh, Kisirish. They're really showing me the ropes. I just completed my first on-the-job training program, and I have another lined up for the winter.
Wow, already getting your hands dirty. That's great.
Yeah, and I get a shitload of free steak.
Do we have questions? What's the Greek life like on campus?
I guess that's for me. I mean, there's a lot of it. You won't have any trouble if that's what you're looking for. That was definitely part of my motivation to go there, and I'm not disappointed. You have to get pretty involved in campus activity, of course, but you probably know that if you're asking.
Yeah, that's cool, thanks. What did you have to submit to get into a writing program?
Me?
Yeah.
Right. By the time I applied, I'd been writing for a long time, so I had a lot of samples to choose from. Not that my high school writing was great or anything, but it showed I was serious. Admissions aren't really the hard part with creative stuff, you know? If you spend time developing your writing, finding your own unique style.
How do you do that? Sounds like a lot of work.
I guess so. But if that doesn't seem fun, you probably shouldn't go to school for writing. You have to already be a writer.
Why go at all then?
Huh?
If you're already a writer, why are you going to school?
Please don't misunderstand. This isn't a rhetorical question or anything. I'm sure it's been worth it to you, Mara. Your standards are so high, and school is so expensive after all. Bitch. Right. Your eyes shoot desperately around the room. What are you supposed to say? Although you know he's not here, you find yourself searching for Daniel.
I think what Ashley's asking, Mara, is if there's any particular area where school has affected your viewpoint or expanded your knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Right, of course. Okay, Mara, take it easy. Ashley's not just making your life look like a total waste in front of the classroom of seniors. It's a legitimate question. In a year's time, what subject has really come alive for you at school?
Sex! I have a lot of sex in school! Ha ha!
Say that in front of a whole class of seniors. I mean, I think I gotta say the city, right? The city's the move.
I like sex! I love sex, everyone! Ha
Well, being in the city so much has been super helpful. I meet new people from all walks of life.
But isn't the city dangerous?
Nah, I mean, it's the busiest place I've ever been, but you learn the rhythm pretty fast, and then you're just part of the bustle.
What about the hobos and drug addicts?
Oh, well, that's just a reality, you know? It's out in the open in the city. It honestly made me feel pretty sheltered. I didn't know life in this country could be so hard.
Lots to think about. Thanks, Mara. Now, real quick, I have a few general purpose questions for all of you.
Daniel said he'd leave the store after a few minutes. That was a long time ago. If he wanted to watch the talk, he would have come over by now, right?
And you, Mara? Any tips for meals on the student budget?
It's simple, really. If anyone offers to buy you a meal, take it.
How often does that happen?
Maybe once a week or so. Not enough to live, but if you're smart, you can stretch out a box of leftovers for a few meals. You were sure the students would laugh at this. Instead, their expressions range from concern to disgust. Or, just work at those free steak places with Vinny.
Okay, next question.
So Daniel's just not coming then? You don't understand. Why would he not come at all? Is he mad about something? Did you say something wrong this morning? It must be something else. Okay, well, maybe there's a good reason he couldn't make it. What if something bad happened? What if... Oh, I'm going into my place again. No. Don't do this now. Not now. That sound where I go into my own head is the same sound that happened with Professor Walsh where I embarrassed myself. You're stronger than that. Daniel is fine. He's fine. He simply doesn't respect you. That's all. God damn it, Daniel. You don't have to lie. You don't take what I do seriously. I know it. It's fine. I have trouble doing so myself. But then why act like you do? Why would you compliment my writing and offer false hope? Just tell me the truth. The work sucks. I have no advice to offer, and I'm going into major debt for a pointless degree. Not that you know anything about debt. You don't even need to work. Okay, so scholarships. Anybody have one? I do. Same. Wow, well done. Not a full one, but it helps. I'm sure. And is that contingent on anything? I need to maintain a 3.5 GPA. Yeah, same for me. How's that been so far? Not a problem. I made the dean's list all of last year. Yeah, it's been easy. You'd really have to completely screw off from work. You'd have to be trying to fail. Exactly, and your school and area of study are your choice, so why would you do that? You and Ashley exchange a quiet laugh. It seems you've landed on common ground. You are a good student after all. But what does it matter? Ashley's grades actually reflect her abilities. She's studying and applying facts after all. What do grades even mean in a creative field? Just because you turned in your assignments doesn't mean you're any good. Come on, Daniel. Where are you? I mean, Mara seems like she's at a point where she has no self-worth except through Daniel. And that's fucked. And I don't like that. This guy did not show up. I knew it! You find it difficult to concentrate for the rest of the discussion. There is no sign of Daniel. By the time Duffy's class wraps up, you're certain you haven't contributed a single word of value. You feel as if you owe her an apology.
Thanks for coming. That talk went great.
Really? I felt like I wasn't being very helpful.
Trust me, that was exactly what the students need right now. What happened with Daniel? I thought he was coming.
Me too. I'm not sure where he went.
Oh. Sometimes it's perplexing returning to an old place like this.
Yeah, tell me about it, especially when your boyfriend is being weird. I better go look for him.
Good luck with the school year. Come say hi anytime.
Thanks, Mrs. Duffy. Good to see you. I think I kind of just subconsciously made her Irish because her name is Mrs. Duffy. Fucking Daniel, man.
Damn, Daniel.
You expected to at least find Daniel waiting by the school, but there's no sign of him. What is going on? Daniel! Hello? Where are you? Fuck is this guy, man? Is he still in stationery? You motherfucker! The fuck, Daniel? You missed my fucking thing, man! Fucking shit, man! You don't know any of these people. They did not go to your school. Hey, you already done? Yeah. How'd it go? It went fine. Great. Well, I wouldn't say great. Why? Did something happen? Didn't you say you would come? Huh? To the talk? Oh. Well, you said it was fine if I hung back, so... When did I say that? I asked you if it was alright, and you said yes. I don't think I said that. Anyway, I was catching up with Aaron, and then some more people came, so... Cool. Well, have fun with that. What? Look at my face, man. What is this? You said you'd be there, and you weren't, and you don't even care. I didn't think it mattered. You said it was fine either way. You didn't want to go? I'm going to say, do I have to spell it out? Do I have to spell it out? Do I have to laser it into the moon?
Well, I can't read your mind.
I know that. But could you just, for once, want to figure me out? Do you know how much time I spend trying to figure you out?
Is it working?
I don't know, Daniel. But at least I want it to. Do you want to know me at all? Is it too much of a drag to hear me speak?
No,
Were you embarrassed to walk into the school with me?
No.
Do I look bloated from all the carbs?
Holy shit, Mara, it's not you. I didn't want to be here at all. I came because we got this date planned out. I would never come here on my own. High school was hell. I've got too many shit memories of this place. That's why I didn't go in.
Fine. My mistake. Please, go back in there to your hell. Look at that face, dude. You think I didn't suffer?
Cool. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid.
I was nothing here, dude. I was dirt.
I promise I could think of a few ways you were lucky.
Well, yeah, but
what?
maybe I'm lucky in some ways. But if you knew what I...
Oh, please. Why don't you try being black in this town?
There's no way for me to do that, so...
That's good, because your head would explode if people treated you like me. You couldn't take 5 seconds of it.
I don't think I'd explode if I was black for 5 seconds.
Jesus, Mara, that's not the point. And knock it off with the biggest loser in this school crap. You have plenty of friends.
That's only... It's true that after years of loneliness, you had an active social life in senior year with a tight group of friends. At least until Adam made you choose between him and them right before prom. Daniel, you don't... Daniel's face is guarded. It's the kind of look you haven't seen since the early days of your acquaintance. Your impulse is to be sweet and self-deprecating, to bring out the softest part in him as you always did. But that won't work anymore. It's not all funny like it was in the midst of those troubled years. You are now responsible for each other in ways that would have only once seemed unbearably corny. There are things about Daniel you do not know, and he doesn't know much about you. It hurts me to come back too. You're not the only one.
I counted the fucking days till I could move away from here.
I know. I did too.
Then why are we here? Do you have something to prove to the sprawl of pigs and racists?
No? I don't know. You only ever wanted to emerge victorious from this place. Instead, you are wounded and withered.
Mara, can we not be enemies?
You don't want to be enemies, but you're not ready to stop fighting. You're not convinced Daniel has heard what you've said. He just doesn't want to be seen arguing. He's embarrassed by you. After all these years, he still stands out of reach looking down at your dullness.
Do you want to go back and say hi to everyone?
No, those are your friends.
You're my girlfriend, so you're their friend too. And if they try to pretend like they don't know you, I'll kick their asses.
You would have given anything to have Daniel as an advocate during high school. It's nice that he cares, even retroactively. But that he seemingly finds it all so simple is distressing to you. Your status was so low in those years. What choice did you have but to hide? The ferry leaves soon.
Oh, right. Well, let me say bye then. I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you really taking the ferry with Daniel? Are you going to Perfect Tides? No. You can't bear the thought of Daniel looking scornfully at the island, or otherwise hiding such judgment from you. And could you blame him if he did? It's you who have been looking back idealistically, hoping to unearth gems from a stinking bog. Maybe it's all a painted fairy tale, none of it worth revisiting. Okay, Where the fuck is he? How many people does he have to say goodbye to in there? You counted 6. It takes, what, 10 seconds per person? He's trying to miss the ferry. Ruin the day on his own terms. As if you want to fucking take him there.
Alright, we going? Mara?
I don't know. I don't know if we should.
But why not?
I don't want to put it on him and say, you don't want to go. I think I need to say, I'm tired. I'm tired. This day has already kicked my ass.
Okay.
You sound defensive.
Well, you're saying it like it's my fault.
Part of it is your fault.
Uh-huh.
And part of it isn't. So maybe you should just cut your losses. Damn, he's mad. This isn't what I wanted today either, dude.
Don't say dude.
I didn't want this either, Daniel Davis of East Beltaw. I'm sick of talking to a fucking wall.
I'm sick of reaching into a steel trap. Well, I'm done standing out here.
Me too.
Where should we go?
You're surprised to find that Daniel still expects to spend this day with you. You were sure you would be going back alone. That's a relief. You don't want to leave it like this.
Do we take the train back?
Yeah.
Can we be cool?
Yeah. How you wish you believed it. An image lingers in your mind of the beaches of perfect tides. Daniel walks just ahead of you, smiling back. So finely it crumbles between your fingers. Just another story. You have to get away from here. The island is only a deeper trench, a greater tension from which to return. Damn, I thought I was going to go to Perfect Tides today. Now let me think about this for a second. It's like, that did not go well at all. Daniel has like a different understanding of what home is. He doesn't feel connected to it, like in the slightest. And I mean, it's not really his fault, right? Like, he doesn't want to go around like a place that like basically threatened him in his childhood. And I don't think Mara is necessarily like being super understanding of him. She's like pretty much centering herself. It's a hard one. I don't know. I kind of have sympathy for Daniel after that. The train home is late. When it arrives, it's surprisingly crowded. You and Daniel toss around general topics and bland observations. When even these devolve into petty snipping, you ride in silence, rarely breaking from your own separate thoughts. You'd hope things would get better when you left the school. Maybe it was a mistake to go home so soon. Some time on the island might have helped. Or maybe it would have been worse. Every possibility embarrasses you. When you get home, the whole house is dark. How's it going? Sorry, I can't like stop and save right now, so I got to keep this going. It's going to be a longer episode.
Don't know. You?
Don't know.
I probably should have gone home, huh? This is awkward.
No, we've got that trip tomorrow and...
Right.
And I wanted you here. I did. I guess I thought we could talk it out.
Is that what you want?
I don't know. Is that what you want?
I don't know. I want whatever you do.
Okay, well, I really need to switch out the laundry. My mom will give me hell if I don't.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Aw, what the fuck? Oh, hello. Whoa, whoa, hello. Whoa, oh.
Oh. Ah. Yes. I like it.
Grief gives way to tenderness in the ailing light. Touching him is such relief, such forgiveness. Here you can speak to him. He is nowhere else.
Is that good?
Is that good?
Yeah.
Before long, the ecstasy of first contact fades. The sheets grow warm and weighted on your back. You feel the unpleasant grip of sweat unearned from efforts unfulfilled. It isn't good. It's no different than the last time. Your frustration is evident in a long and coarse exhalation.
What is it?
Can you try it like I asked? Can you try it like I asked?
Like you asked when?
Just this morning.
Right. That's what I'm doing though.
No, You've brought this up a few times. Takes a lot out of you to do so, but you thought it would be worth it. Doesn't seem to matter at all.
I'm just doing what you said, Mara.
Yeah, but it's not... Never mind.
Can we just try it the normal way?
The normal way?
How we always do it?
You blame yourself. You've let it go on this way too long. You didn't want to find fault in Daniel. In the beginning, it was enough to know he never hurt you. But a lack of pain, it turns out, is extraneous to pleasure. And you're baffled to be the only one who seems to mind. Wait, I'm confused. But a lack of pain is extraneous to pleasure. But don't you think it could be even better if we tried it a different way?
Seems like we're always trying it a different way. This isn't a science lab. I'm just trying to be with you.
I don't know what to say. I think he's right. Yeah, you're right. I like being with you no matter what.
I like it too.
No? I don't know.
Should we keep going?
We can if you want.
But you don't think you can?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, come here.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
What? Don't worry so much. You don't have to be sorry.
Oh, that teardrop. I love you. Daniel has a kiss for everything. For wretched things that don't deserve him. It was in your loneliest nights through restless haze that you first found the words to write. When you are safe and wanted, you barely think about writing at all. You can drift off, free from that ritual, the hypnotic prayer that rises, begging you behind closed eyes. Fucking A.
Dude, check out the valley.
I think I gotta stop it here. Wow. Okay. That's like a hella honest depiction of like sex when you're not feeling it. Like sometimes it starts and then like it gets like heavy and like you try and use sex to get past like whatever like conflict is there, but then the conflict kind of like bleeds its way into the sex and just makes you feel like dreadful. That shit is so true. That happens, man. Damn. We ended this episode on a bad note. Shit. But fuck, man.